Hey there, my name's David. On this episode, I'm going to show you how to get rid of cat piss or cat urine, cat pee out of a couch. This has been a really hard problem for me to fix because I had a cat that would just pee on everything, and I didn't realize he was peeing on this couch for probably 3 months. And when I moved, I noticed he actually damaged the floor because this is a sectional. You can see I'm outside on my front patio here, and these two parts connect. There's a part up here, and this flips over and connects to this side, and there's like these little brackets that snap in and stuff. But basically the pee would go on the leather, and leather is pretty easy to clean, but the things that goes between and gets on the fabric on the inside and actually soaked into the wood. So I'm going to show you the only way I've found to actually get rid of the cat urine out of the wood and out of the fabric. So I'm going to treat this couch over here, this part of the sectional today. This one actually is fine. So if I smell it, it doesn't smell anymore. It's unbelievable. I can't believe this actually worked. So I'll take you through the steps. I'm not sure exactly if you need to do all of them or just a couple at the end, which really made the difference. But so the first thing I did is at first I treated it with some essential oils and some natural cleaners that didn't do anything. I used Nature's Miracle, urine odor destroyer, blah, 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 all that kind of stuff. That did nothing. So then I used some strong chemical cleaners. That didn't do anything. So then I brought it outside. It's the middle of summer here. It's 30, 35 degrees out Celsius, which is about 96 degrees Fahrenheit. So I'm letting the power of the sun and letting air out in here and the power of sun to help, sterilize it. But that, it actually got a little bit better just leaving out in the sun for a week. This has actually been out here for 3 weeks now. But where I really got some changes in this getting rid of the scent is I took a 4-liter jug of vinegar and I quite literally dumped this entire thing on this spot. So I'm quite liberal with it. I also took the bottom of the couch here. I opened it up. I took all the backing off and actually pulled it off of the wood so I could get inside. And I used a spray bottle and I sprayed vinegar all on the inside of the wood and the cushion from the inside and completely soaked it. Now I let that dry for a few days, maybe a week or so. And after that was dried, I thought that would fix the problem, and it didn't. It just took the smell from about 100% down to maybe 75%. And what happens here is when a cat pees on something, after it dries, what's left over is uric acid. I think it's uric acid that smells. And if you leave that couch for 3 years and don't sit on it, and then you sit on it 3 years later, that uric acid gets flared up into the air again, and you can smell the cat pee. So that's why it never goes away. So you need something that eats the uric acid. So I was doing a lot of research into this. So I got this one. So I did a lot of research, and it seems there's only a couple products that actually work. And this is one of them. Just, I'm very grateful that there's one more kind of natural health, whatever, pet supply store, a smaller one, not a big brand one, that actually carried this product. There's also a couple in the States. It's called like Icky Poo or something. It's some weird brand. I'll leave them links to both of these in the description below. This one's called Power. But the enzyme, basically, you spray it all over where the uric acid, where the cat peed, and it will eat that smell and actually eat the thing and get rid of it so you don't smell it anymore. So what I did is after I soaked the vinegar, I left it for a week and a half to dry, or a week or so. Then I went and got a bottle of this, and I sprayed some stuff in my house just because my cat had peed places and I wanted to get rid of that. And then I took more than half this bottle, went on this one spot, and it doesn't smell anymore. And I actually had a friend come over and asked her to smell it to see. I'm like, do you smell cat piss on this? She's like, no, I don't. So like that's a point where I knew like someone else who doesn't have that scent, that specific cat pee scent that I'm used to, couldn't smell it. So all I did is I just spray. I got on the inside, I sprayed it, and you want to let it pool where it's actually like where the cat pee had gone down. So I just make sure if you're going to use this, don't like spray a few things and hope it works. Like you need to liberally, absolutely drench this because you need it to soak into the wood. And you really need to stick your nose in there and just really sniff and find where that spot is. You can also get some coffee grounds, and after you sniff the coffee grounds, clears out your sense of smell, and then stick your nose in a new spot and try to find it because you need to find every little bit of where that urine was and then absolutely soak it. So today, this is a fresh, brand new bottle, which is just for this. And I'm not going to be using vinegar today, but because I've already doused both of these in 4 liters each. So this one smells a lot better, the one that's still here that still smells, but it needs at least half a bottle on here. And so I'm probably gonna put half a bottle on this, and I'm gonna let this sit in the sun for another week, and then I'll sniff both of them and make sure there's no lingering scent. And then I'll probably bring them back into my house, and if there is lingering scent, I'll find which one, bring it back out, and use the other half a bottle on it. So let me show you how I'm gonna do this now on this couch. Okay, so for this couch, you can see there's a metal bracket here, and this metal bracket actually is rusted because there's so much cat pee on it. So I'm gonna make sure to rotate this and spray all sides, is probably the first thing. This thing, same thing, the pee ran right down the seam here and in the crack. So I make sure to soak in the crack and also get down in here a bit and soak that, and then just really get this whole crack. You wanna get like basically a foot on, a foot total, half a foot on each side of where the urine ran in, because it would have soaked into the wood. Ugh. So I can smell it. When it got to the bottom too, you gotta think of how liquid runs. It'll catch the edge because of water retention and run under. So it actually ran more than half a foot out this way. So I have, basically a big block here I need to spray. So this thing comes with 2 spray nozzles. Yeah, one's like a thin, strong spray, which, there we go. So I tend to do this, but I don't squeeze too hard. Otherwise, you see it sprays and you're ruining it, or you're losing it. If you just spray it really lightly, you'll just get a thick spray of this stuff. And then you can also, it's good to do a big spray as well, just to kind of coat everything. This is more for the fabric, because I'm trying not to waste any of it. And then I'm gonna get right in this crack and just, the reason why I have the couch up like this is I want it perpendicular to the sun, so it's getting the absolute strongest amount of heat, which will also help sanitize and sterilize the power of the sun in the middle of summer here. If you're doing this in the winter, you can try just using vinegar or try just using this stuff and hope it works. But for me, I found the sun really did actually, having it out here plus the vinegar, it got rid of the smell at least 25%, which is already a big reduction. So I'm guessing it went out to here. See, I don't need coffee grounds because it smells so bad. So the smell ends here. So I'm guessing the fabric and the cushion is all soaked. And I basically want to get every square inch of this thing soaked. Okay, so you can see how much I'm soaking the wood. I'm just squeezing very lightly because I don't want to, the stuff just go everywhere. I want it to be concentrated in these areas and making sure the wood is in fact soaked. So you can see I started opening this one. The other one opened a lot more. And there's gonna be some damage here, but it just has to happen. Luckily, this is underneath the couch. I could take this off and try to take it off nicely, but I don't care at this point because I'm getting ready to throw this couch out and just donate it or get rid of it. So might as well try my best here to salvage it, which requires tearing into this thing. You'll notice how crappy couches are constructed. It's really nothing special. So I know this crack is the absolute worst spot. So I'm gonna just hit this really thoroughly. And this too is all rusted out from the pee, this bracket. Okay, let's take you guys inside here. Okay, so now we can see inside the couch here. Ow, geez, you gotta watch out, there's staples in here. Okay, so the pee came down right here. So you can see actually the wood, hopefully you can see that, the wood is changed color because of the urine. So this needs to be sprayed big time. All of this needs to be sprayed in here. You can't miss anything, otherwise the smell will still be there on some level. It's not good enough just spraying it on the top. You need to get in here. I'm gonna get back here too, the springs and all this stuff, underside of the cushion. And I'm just gonna give it a nice wide spray now. Let's liberally soak this thing in here. It's a little more contained inside the couch. So, and I'm just gonna make sure to really soak this spot. You can see it didn't go through anywhere else, so it's just this one line right here where it's soaked into the wood. Okay, so now the rest of this, I can feel the liquid in here. It's about 65%. So I'm gonna just keep spraying. I really don't want to cheap out on this. This bottle was like 12, 13 bucks or something. So it's worth trying because it did work on the other couch. I might as well try and see if I can salvage this. So I'm gonna switch to the other nozzle now and get a more direct stream. And I'm just gonna hit this crack because I know this crack is really nasty. The keys you want to do is all at once, so when you saturate it, it penetrates through into the wood and everything else. Otherwise, it'll just soak into the first layer of cushion and all that. Okay, so now I'm going to spray in this crack here because I know some of the pee went in there. So I'm going to try to peel it and spray in there. Now, I have wiped in here, but there's a bit of cushion. It doesn't go all the way to the back, and it's definitely probably soaked in the top part there. Okay, so I sprayed the armrest as well at the bottom. I'm gonna do one last dose now on the actual front of this. I've changed this to the wide spray, and I'm just gonna hit it with a mist and try to contain it a bit. So he would pee right here, soak in, but some of it would go this way as well. And it's worth trying to salvage because this couch was $2,000, so don't really want to buy a new one if I can, you know, $12.99 if I can fix it. So hopefully this works out. That's all I've done now. And I'm just gonna let this sit in the sun for the next week, and then I'll come out and give it a sniff test. It's best just to leave it for a few days. Don't try to sniff it every day and just let it do its work because it needs time to actually eat the uric acid. So hopefully you found this video helpful, and hopefully it helps get rid of the cat piss or cat urine out of your couch or any other furniture. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and until next one, have a good one.